I'm Maria, and today I'm going to show you how to change the constant FS method. Today we'll show you how to go through the process of changing the FS method constant. No matter the reason you need to make this adjustment, we'll walk you through the process so you can get back to the development projects you have on deck. But before we get started, I want to let you know that there will be links to more resources in the video's description. And remember, subscribe and ring that bell to get notifications for future helpful content. Now, why would I need to change FS method? There are a few reasons why you might need to change the FS method constant. One reason could be your server is not configured to allow direct file writes. In this case, you'll need to specify an alternative method so that WordPress can function properly. Your host may have disabled the direct method for security reasons. In this case, you'll need to use an alternate method such as FTP. Another reason is you're developing a WordPress plugin or theme that needs to write to the file system. By default, WordPress will not allow plugins or themes to write to the file system. However, you can change the FS method constant to SSH2, FTP-ext, or FTP sockets to allow plugins and themes to write to the file system. Changing the FS method constant will not have any negative impact on your server. However, if you change the constant to something other than direct, you might need to enter your FTP credentials in order for WordPress to function properly. This is the error that may cause you to want to change the FS method. To perform the requested action, WordPress needs to access your web server. Please enter your FTP credentials to proceed. If you do not remember your credentials, you should contact your web host. If you see this error, it means that WordPress cannot write to the file system. This can be caused by a number of factors, but the most common cause is that your server is not configured to allow direct file writes. Specifically, it can't write to WP content, usually due to a web hosting setting. You can always take a look at what the Kinsta APM tool has to say about the issue as well. This performance monitoring tool can help you to debug slow database queries, requests, and other performance-related issues. The primary way to set the constant FS method is to add a code snippet to your wp-config.php file. Before we get to our walkthrough of that process, it's important to note that not every hosting server will allow you to access your site's wp-config.php file. In these cases, you'll need to take an alternative route to make this change. Ask your host to make the change for you. If your host provides a quality service you like, but you just need this one change made, your best bet is to ask your host to make the change for you. Many hosts will be happy to oblige, and it's always worth asking. Switch hosts. It may sound harsh, but if you're running into too many issues with your current host, it may be time to switch hosts. A quality WordPress host will make sure that you don't run into these types of problems in the first place. And if you anticipate this won't be the last time you need wp-config.php access, it might be time to seek out hosting elsewhere. With these caveats out of the way, let's discuss how to set the FS method constant yourself. Anytime you make changes to your wp-config.php file, you should first make a backup of your site. This will ensure that you can quickly revert any changes if something goes wrong. There are a number of ways to create a WordPress backup, but we'll always suggest doing so using Kinsta. Kinsta makes it easy to create a WordPress backup with just a few clicks. You can then easily restore your site if something goes wrong. Or you can use the External Backups add-on if you have more complex backup needs and wish to configure off-site backups, Amazon S3 or Google Cloud Storage. If you're not using Kinsta, you can also use a WordPress backup plugin like Updraft Plus or Backup Buddy. These plugins will allow you to create a WordPress backup and restore it if needed. Once you've backed up your site, you'll need to connect to your WordPress site using FTP. You can use an FTP client like FileZilla or CyberDuck. To get started, log in to Kinsta to get your FTP login credentials. To access these, simply navigate to your site dashboard in Kinsta, and then click on Sites, Site Name, then Info, and copy everything under the SFTP/SSH heading, including your host name, URL, username, password, and port. You can also experiment with making changes like these on a local server first. Dev Kinsta will always be our go-to local WordPress development environment. And best of all, it's free. Once you're connected to your site using FTP, navigate to the root directory of your WordPress install. This is usually the public HTML directory. Next, locate the wp-config.php file and download it to your computer. Now that you have a local copy of your wp-config.php file, you can edit it using your favorite text editor. We recommend using a code editor like Sublime Text. Within the wp-config.php file, look for a line that says, just above this line, add the following code. Once you've added the code to your wp-config.php file, save it and upload it back to your server. Generally speaking, yes, it's safe to change FS method to direct. In most cases, changing FS method to direct will not cause any problems. However, if you're using a security plugin like Securi or WordFence, they may detect the change and think that your site has been hacked. If this happens, simply whitelist the IP address that you're using to make the change and everything should go back to normal. Additionally, as mentioned previously, some WordPress hosting companies do not allow you to change FS method to direct. In this case, you'll need to either switch hosts or use a different method to update your WordPress plugins and themes. Lastly, security concerns do exist on some shared servers. If you're using shared WordPress hosting, we recommend reaching out to your host before changing FS method to direct. If you're looking for a WordPress host that makes it easy to update your WordPress site, we recommend Kinsta. Kinsta uses the Google Cloud Platform, which offers SSH access by default on all plans. This means you can easily change the FS method constant to direct without having to worry about your host blocking the change. Additionally, Kinsta comes with a built-in WordPress backup solution so that you can quickly restore your site if something goes wrong. Kinsta also uses server-level caching, which can speed up your WordPress site. Kinsta's WordPress hosting can speed up your website by up to 200%. And you'll get 24/7 support from our expert WordPress engineers. We offer 2 months free with any annual plan, a 30-day money-back guarantee, and unlimited free basic migrations from any host. Head over to kinsta.com/plans to get started. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tutorials, explainers, and helpful content like this.